How can I strengthen my argument by using transition words and phrases? In this lesson, you will learn to connect ideas in your essay by using transition words and phrases. Here's the prompt. We're answering the question, what kind of people were the Crafts? To fully answer the prompt, we've been following the writing process. We've done a close reading of the text, we've analyzed our prompt, we've generated and planned using an essay map, we're in the drafting and revising stage, and eventually we will edit and publish. At this point, we are finished drafting our essay and now we're ready to revise. Revising a piece of writing doesn't mean looking for capital letters, periods, and spelling mistakes. Revising is when the author goes back over his or her work to find places it might not quite sound right, or doesn't get the intended meaning across to the reader. Revising is necessary in order to make sure your essay sounds and means exactly what you wanted it to. You know that writing an essay is hard work. Revising your work will ensure that all your hard work results in the best possible essay. Revising a piece of writing doesn't mean looking for capital letters, periods, or spelling mistakes. That's editing. Revising means to see again. Asking yourself questions like, does this sentence get my meaning across? Or, how could I make that more clear? How can I connect the ideas within my paragraphs? Or are my paragraphs connected? In this lesson, I'll be specifically revising my essay to ensure that my ideas are both connected in between my paragraphs and within each paragraph. A strong essay contains transitions like links of chain, linking the ideas between each paragraph. These links connect the ideas in each paragraph so that a reader can easily understand how the paragraph works together to prove your argument. If your paragraphs are not connected, your essay will not hold together, and your reader will likely not understand your intended meaning. Not only will I be making sure the ideas between the paragraphs are connected, but I will do the same with the ideas within each paragraph. My ideas within the paragraphs need to be linked with transition words as well, to show the reader how the ideas work together to prove my argument. If I don't connect my ideas, the sentences will just seem unrelated and make a weak argument. Here are the steps we'll follow. First, reread one body paragraph asking, are my ideas connected? Second, think about how ideas are related and add transition words and phrases. Third, reread the entire essay by asking, are my paragraphs connected? And fourth, think about how the ideas are related and add transition words and phrases. So step 1 is to reread one body paragraph asking, are the ideas connected? I'll start with my first body paragraph. I won't take the time to read it aloud, but I have read it, and I decided that maybe my ideas aren't quite connected as well as they could be. So now I can move on to step 2. Thinking about how the ideas are related and adding transition words or phrases. I think my first sentence is a good transition from the introductory paragraph because I mention one example of their bravery. I gave an example of William's bravery, and right after that I gave an example of Ellen's bravery. But when I read this ending, I got a little confused. This is where I put my opposing claim, and I wanted it to refer to both Ellen and William, but it seems like maybe it only applies to Ellen since it's directly after that sentence. I think I need to move this opposing claim sentence in between William and Ellen's bravery examples. I'll try that. I think that makes it clear that this sentence refers to both William and Ellen. But I think I could strengthen my claim if I use a transition word or phrase right here, before I state Ellen's example of bravery. I think I'll insert as another example. Doing this will reinforce that the opposing view statement, and it also will have more impact. Let's reread this revised paragraph to be sure it is stronger. The Crafts responded bravely in situations where they could have been captured. When they had boarded the first train, William saw his boss through the window at the ticket counter. Even though he was scared, he didn't get up and run. He just looked away from the window and shrunk down in his seat. Some people may argue that this wasn't courageous because he was scared, but courage doesn't mean not being scared. Courage means being determined to stay the course, even in fear. As another example, Ellen showed bravery when she recognized her seatmate as a friend of her master's. This person had known Ellen for years. She did not panic and try to change seats, but instead she remained calm and thought of a way to avoid conversation. She faked being deaf and continued on the journey. I'll repeat these 2 steps with each of my body paragraphs, and then I'll be ready to move on to step 3. Steps 1 and 2, we were focusing on each paragraph and the transitions between ideas within each paragraph. Step 3 is to reread the entire essay, asking, are my paragraphs connected? So now we'll be focusing on the entire essay and the transitions between the paragraphs. I've reread my essay, but of course I won't take the time to read it aloud right now. I'll just zoom in on my next body paragraph. Right at the beginning, I feel lost. It says, I think the Crafts revealed their courage through their willingness to risk their lives to reach their goal of freedom. Where is this going? It doesn't seem related to the last paragraph I just read. The reader needs to know that I'm going to give another example of the Crafts' bravery. I think is not a good way to transition from one paragraph to the next. Step 4 is to think about how ideas are related and add transition words and phrases. A better transition here might be, another example of their bravery is, or I think I could even make it a little more powerful with some stronger language. Maybe, another example of the Crafts demonstrating yet more courage was their willingness to risk their lives to reach the goal of freedom. Yeah, I think that strengthens my claim, and at the same time it connects this paragraph to the last. So now I'll need to repeat these steps as I continue to connect every paragraph in my essay. Once I do that, this is what my essay looks like, now that I've revised it. It looks a little messy because I changed and added transitions between the paragraphs to help guide the reader through the essay so they won't get confused. These changes really pull my ideas together. All my ideas within each paragraph are linked, and all my ideas between paragraphs are linked. So now my essay is ready for the final step in the writing process. We've finished the revising, and now we're ready for the edit and publish step. When you edit your essay, you will be looking for spelling and punctuation mistakes. But during this process, you might even find a few more things you'd like to revise. Once you have everything just right, it's time to publish and share your wonderful work with someone else. These are the steps we followed. We reread one body paragraph and asked, are my ideas connected? We thought about how ideas were related and added transition words and phrases. Next, we reread the entire essay, asking, are my paragraphs connected? And last, we thought about how those ideas were related and added transition words and phrases. In this lesson, you have learned to connect ideas in your essay by using transition words and phrases.